BOSH, how's it going everybody? My name's TradeX, this is my trading den, and today we're going to be talking about broadening formations. This is another entry technique I use by reading price action and watching it unfold, and then taking entry off a specific level within inside the broadening formations. If you don't know what that is, then stay tuned. By the end of it, you'll understand absolutely everything you need to know about broadening formations. So without further ado, let's get this intro rolling, then we'll jump straight into the good stuff. See you on the other side. Guys, first and foremost, let's just be absolutely clear. Broadening formations isn't specifically an ICT concept, but what we have here is a hybrid. I've developed a model which is broadening formation, which is typically a strategy in cahoots with BPR, which is balanced price range, which is from ICT concept. So we have a hybrid, right? The reason this works is because a lot of what ICT references and teaches is part of the broadening formation setup. Now, what we're actually witnessing is price accumulate before it expands, okay? And what we have here is buy side gets taken. This is ICT, moves lower before breaking, taking the sell side. It's these two pivots that we are using to measure the broadening formation. Now, once we have taken the range, we are looking for this price action to print. Again, we're just studying price action. And don't get confused, this is not the 3 drives pattern. It's not my 3 trades pattern, TradeX's 3 drives pattern, which I will put a link in the top right-hand corner. But we are looking for 3 lower lows. We're looking for balanced price range to form with inside of that. And this is all going to make sense when we look in the live examples, but it can also happen at the high as well. So we can have 3 higher highs, and we're looking for balanced price range to form within that. But what I am doing at this stage is measuring out the BPR inside of those 3 lower lows, inside and out of that consolidated period after I've drawn the broadening formation, right? Now, here's the crux. When I see price do this and reject lower, it's this BPR where I am looking for price to respect or reject. If we still have a higher time frame premium to be hit, i.e. there's a PD array or an order block inside of a high time frame premium, I would be looking to take longs off of this BPR. So I'll be looking to see how price respects it. And if it does, then I'll be looking to drive price higher up into a high time frame premium. However, if it breaks, then this can be used as classic support and resistance, guys. So if it breaks, we wait for price to come back on the other side. And guess what? We are then targeting a discount. We'll be targeting a discount PD array, ideally on a higher time frame. Okay. Now it sounds very, very simple, and it is, but the key to this is having the patience to wait for the BPR to form for price to come back and retest it, right? Now, if there is no BPR, for me, there is no setup using this broadening formation. It's very, very simple. And there's 2 types of BPR that we can use that we will explain in the live charts. So let's jump into live charts and we'll show you that in detail. Okay guys, you'll now find me top right of your screen. We're in the daily chart. This is what we traded in Red Pill when we were back on May the 12th and we took a price higher. We were looking for bullish price action. Essentially, every time price came back to this level, we took a long. Guys, this is broadening formation using BPR. Let's break it down. Right, what were we talking about in that previous slide? Well, we had this high and we have this low. Okay, so price comes up, takes the buy side, then we're looking for it to come down and run the sell side. Guys, at this stage, we are not taking any trades. We are just reading the price in hindsight for a future trade. Okay, that's really, really key. I'm not trading this. This is when I was looking at this formation, right? When this had already been printed, but this is showing you how you can reference it, right? This is how you can start drawing it out for yourself, right? So we now have a broadening formation high, broadening formation low. Okay, and we see that we have the buy side sweat, price runs down, takes the sell side. This forms your range to extend your BPR out from. And you can actually see how price came out to this level before it actually consolidated. But that's not what we're talking about. What we're looking at is this, okay? So we are now looking for BPR inside of this range here. This is what we are looking for. If you can spot this BPR before I draw it, awesome, well done. I'll do it, right? So it's here. This is the BPR. Right, this is the balanced price range that we were referencing inside of Red Pill during this entire period. So whenever price came back into this section, we were going long. It was very, very simple. You can see how price was coming down, the wicks doing the damage, but the body's telling the story, which is holding inside of this balanced price range, okay? What we are looking for is price to go and run a higher time frame target. And what did price do? It ultimately came and ran all the way up to this higher time frame target before gapping up and just going off on an absolute it's been on crack for like the last week. So we got a nice retracement on Friday, but regardless, the premise is this broadening formation. Guys, this is how it looked on the daily. Okay, this balanced price range inside of this section of price action. Why is this balanced price range? Well, we have this sell side, so sell side that's been delivered but with no efficient buy side delivery. Now when this candle trades through with no stop, for me you start looking at this as BPR. Now this, guys, is the golden nugget. So for those of you who have stayed through this video, I always like to put nuggets with inside them. Now for me, I only use this type of BPR if it is being pincered either side of that BPR. So this candle has to respect it, this candle has to respect it, this candle has to respect it. If that happens, it validates this as balanced price range for me. This will be something I will draw out across my chart, and I'll be looking for price to respect it. Guess what? If price breaks this, classic support and resistance, I would anticipate price to continue falling. Guys, moving forward, it makes a lot of sense for you to have this reference on your chart, because I strongly believe if price breaks this balanced price range, it is not getting back above it. Right, we will be going down. Okay, once it comes and takes this sell side, this will be acting as support term resistance. So make sure you reference this on your charts moving forward. But that being said, let's go jump into some examples which you've had on the 1 minute recently, so you guys can get a better understanding. Broadening formation, extend it, look for the BPR inside it. This one is a classic, a really clean BPR. We have the three clean, distinct pivot highs. This BPR forms right here. Draw it across your chart. You can see how price ultimately rejects this later before the big move. Guys, these are explosive moves off these levels. Okay, that was one example from my study journal. Again, we have it here, broadening formation. What we're looking for, BPR to form, wait for price to come back, respect that BPR, drive price higher into a premium. Okay, and we have another example. This is where price breaks to BPR, and now we're looking for bearish price. Again, we measure the extension out with the BPR on the highs and the lows, and then we look for BPR to form inside those 3 down or 3 up candles on the lows or the highs. Here's the BPR in this example. These two candles of exactly the same height. Extend that across your chart, and you can see how price was respecting it. And then once it breaks, this is now classic support term resistance. This is now acting as resistance. Price melts lower. Again, we have another example. Again, we're looking at this broadening formation, taking the range, waiting for price to come back into the BPR inside of these 3 down pivots. Draw the BPR across your screen, wait for price to come back to it. Look at that aggressive price action once it hit that level, seeking that high time frame premium. Finally, one last example, again, has multiple touches of this BPR inside this broadening formation before rejecting down to a deeper discount. Like this video, please do consider smashing like and subscribe. And until next time, trade safe, trade smart. And if you would like to join Red Pill, there is a link in the show notes below. And I will look forward to seeing you in the next one. Until then, trade safe, trade smart. And peace.